Hello nerds and welcome to yet another episode of the Monday News Flash. Let's start off with some news from China. We had that last episode already when we had quite a few Asian tournaments and changes and teams in the talks. This time around it's another league. I'm speaking of the WCA, the World Cyber Arena. $200,000 up for grabs, and we will have Asian and European, or rather international qualifiers. So it's going to be quite interesting to see who ends up in that big lead over in China, with LAN finals over there as well. More details to come up later on. They haven't been released yet. Quickly move on to the other side of the pond, back to America. We have the E-League that started to reveal their precious teams that are going to compete in their tournament. And you might be surprised because there is no real top team in there, except for one. It's Astralis. The Danes will be joined by Cloud9, NIP, Renegades, Mousesports, Optic, and CLG. Whereas Optic hasn't been invited but managed to qualify through the Road to Las Vegas event. And let's stay in America for a few more moments. As you all might know, or might not know, I mean, if you don't know that, you gotta research. The MLG Major over in Ohio, in Columbus, is about to start in a few weeks. From the 29th to the 31st of March, we will see the biggest teams in the tournament duking it out for the biggest prize pool in CSGO history yet. 1 million will be up for grabs. And they released their groups. We have Group A consisting of NIP, Luminosity, Mousesports, and Flipside. Group B with FaZe, Fnatic, Splice, and Liquid. Group C with EnVyUs, Astralis, Gambit, and CLG. And last but not least, Group D with Na'Vi, Virtus.pro, G2, and Cloud9. And since we are in America and since it's the best and the coolest country on earth, we will go, or stay there rather, with the iBuyPower Spring Invitational. Just 10 days before the major, we will see the biggest names in North America compete against each other. The Brazilians will be around as well, so we have two big favorites already. Luminosity and Tempo Storm will be joined by Renegades from Australia, Cloud9, CLG, Liquid, Selfless, Optic, and last but not least, Winterfox. More news with more big tournaments and more prize money were released as well. The DreamHack Malmo qualifiers have taken place. First of all, we had an open online qualifier with quite a few good and big names in there. For example, we had Hellraisers compete in there, but they didn't make it through. We had the Asian qualifier with Tyloo dominating everything. And after the first open qualifier, we started off with a closed qualifier with the semi-finals yet to be played between Mouse and G2 and Flipside and Lounge Gaming. So 2 of those 4 teams will go through to DreamHack Malmo. Now let's get to the other headlines with changes and switches in the teams. Biggest change of it all, and you might have expected it, you might have not expected it, Kiyoshima was left out of EnVyUs and they picked up Devil. Reasons for the change might have been Kiyoshima's troubles with his own performance, and at the same time Kiyoshima stated that there might have been some miscommunication sometimes. But I'm sure Kiyoshima will be back in a strong lineup. I'm just curious to see where he ends up. Next up, a change in the CIS scene. Kucha left Hellraisers, or was left out of Hellraisers, and Smike joined them. Smike and Zero are both listed as stand-ins on Hellraisers. Maybe we have some more news coming up from their account. And since we are in Eastern Europe already, let's stay there for a few moments, because Vexed have released their squad. They had to fold due to some sponsors failing to pay up their commitment, and the guys will compete with the tag No Kappa. And we have a funny chain reaction going on at the same time over at Spain and Germany. Lowell is set to join Penta. That's not confirmed yet, but he's the guy that they play with quite regularly. So G-Bots are missing one player. they decided to take on Soka from Kick. And Kick recruited Mason, who was inactive for the past few months, to come back and join them again. So quite a funny exchange of the players. Speaking of Germany, even though Mousesports is not entirely German, they decided to hire 2 coaches. Not 1, but 2. One of them is NKJ, and the other one is Capio from 1.6. So Goppy's old friend joining Mousesports again. That's gonna be cool. And since we started this news flash with China, we will go back there and end the whole news flash with news from China as well. Tai Lu had to get rid of QZ. As you might know, he's vaxxed, and that was found out in the Asia Minor, and so he can't perform anymore in any Valve-sponsored tournaments. And Tai Lu decided to take on Attacker, a move that obviously didn't keep them from crushing all their opponents in the DreamHack Malmo qualifier. So, compared to last edition, this one is a little bit shorter. I tried to play with this format still, so give me your feedback, give me your input. It's all appreciated, even if it's not going to be in this news flash or in this format. It's still viable and it's needed. Thank you for leaving your comment. Give me your thoughts about the news, what you expect of the Major, what you expect of DreamHack Malmo. It's all going to be interesting, and I will reply to every single one of you. So big shout out to you guys. Like and subscribe down below. Thanks for tuning in. Love you a lot.